God, it's one of them days. Just put the fucking key in, dickhead. Put the key in. Put the key in back. Hard. Oh, continue to drive this close, mate. I am literally just gonna start slowing down. I'm just gonna start slowing down, mate. And if you overtake me, I'm going up your chuff. Oh, it's a fucking kibby cabby, is he? Oh, I'm gonna fucking rip off in front of him then, because this will be funny. This'll be interesting. Who you gonna call? That bellend. Oh, fun times had by all. Yeah, so I was supposed to be saying hello, and I forgot I was supposed to be doing that. Whoops. Which added to the fucking long list of shit that I used to say but forgot. So I'm trying to keep an eye on this guy that's tailgating me. I'm also wearing the high vis of shame. Oh, shame. Because I've been thinking about maybe buying an ADV, and I thought I'd try, like, see what it's like to wear some high vis and, you know, spend some time as a smug bastard. See if it's the life for me or not. Joking, obviously, it's probably my best jacket in terms of versatility. Waterproof, warm, windproof, and it's got like little venty things in case I get a little bit too hot. And it's got the extra safety of high vis. I mean, we'll ignore the fact I'm 6'2" on a giant silver bicycle with its light blaring. The high vis is what's keeping me alive right now. Although, I will mention that I was looking at maybe getting another bike, mainly because I've done quite a few sort of long, try your fucking gear. I've done a few long rides recently, and I've realised either I need to change the way I approach long rides, or I need to change the bike. Because when I came home on Sunday, right, I did that on one tank. I filled up in Ledbury, and then I literally just did a full, like, 3 hours or so straight through on the bike. So by the time I got home, my head was hurting and my arse was hurting. Like, two things that could have been alleviated if I'd had a bit of a break for a bit. But it's generally not the way I do things. I usually just sit on the bike and then just go for like a massive, like, ride without stops. And I don't mean change the bike as in get rid of the VFR. I mean, in essence, mods. So I think I'm probably going to try getting, because I've got a seat like cover there that I used to use on my SV. So I'll try that as a bit of an alternative to the stock one. Maybe for the longer rides, I don't know. It will raise me up slightly, so it'll change my riding position a fair bit. But that might alleviate some of the cramp that I get in my right leg as well, by just opening up a little bit of space. My left one is fine. I don't really get any issues with that. It's my dodgy leg side that tends to bear the brunt. Also, I've made the decision to get rid of my Scorpion helmet, the one that I like, although it tries to kill me when I wear it for longer than an hour. It's a friend of the family who's recently redone his CBT, so I just offered. I mean, the guy's he's much smaller than I am, but I've actually got a small head. I'm a bit like a Goomba, tall with a tiny head. So the helmet that is a bit too small for me might be the right size, or maybe a bit too big. I don't know, but either way, it's doing no good for me. And the modular one that I'm wearing right now is it's good. And then if you've got it on for longer than, say, like maybe 3 hours or so, it really starts to high spot. And I was under the impression that all helmets would hurt eventually. You're just supposed to take breaks, but I was looking at it online, and apparently you should be able to like sleep perfectly well in a helmet. You shouldn't get any pressure points whatsoever. So I might look into spending actual cash money instead of just buying the cheapest one that I can find, because I'm a skinflint. I might save that for maybe the next year's riding season. I'm not sure. In the back of my mind, I'm thinking this weekend, well, really, tomorrow in the Peaks is probably going to be my last sort of long ride out beyond commuting and maybe a couple of small trips. I see that changing. I see me going out looking at the sky. It's a dry day and then just fucking off somewhere. But I also need to change some of my gear around. Namely, my attitude to commuting is normally just throw on a jacket, whatever, and then just go to work. And I've started getting into the habit of putting some waterproof trousers over my jeans, and then putting on my pads and stuff like that. So by the time I get to work, the chill and the cold is setting in, but I'm not really that bothered because I know I'm heading towards a nice warm office, or vice versa, I'm heading towards a nice home where I can just get changed. But there's been quite a few times this year where I've been caught out, mainly in rain and cold, and I don't really want to keep doing that. It's just not pleasant at all. When I was going to Cumbria, and I was wearing my leather jacket, my black leather jacket, and my riding jeans and my waterproofs over the top of them. By the time I got there, it started to leak through my jacket, which basically turned what could have been an enjoyable ride into a miserable experience. And I think it was raining on the way home as well. Almost every time I go into Wales, it fucking rains on me. And on the way back from Hereford, as soon as I got close to Wales, rain. I was wearing my waterproof, so for quite a while it was a non-issue really. But it's still cold, right? And it's cold water being pressed right up against the jacket I was wearing, which is my mesh one, which eventually it will transfer through. And then while I wasn't freezing my arse off, I was not comfortable, doubly so since I was tired from the weekend, so I wasn't really being extra chatty. I wasn't being chatty at all, actually. I don't think I attempted to record anything remotely vlogish on the way home. I was just like, head down, get home. And I'm wondering if that would change if I had like warm gear on. Because at the moment, I've got my RST jacket on, no liner, and a t-shirt. And I can feel a little bit of the wind chill in my arms, and that's about it really. And I've got shoulder vents if I wanted to get a bit more air in. I could pop them open, although I think my bag straps block them. This jacket is about 4 or 5 years old now, I think. So it could probably do with a wash, really. I'm joking. It's filthy. No, I washed it, but and then I redid the waterproof spray, that Fibrosol stuff. I could probably do another reapplication of that just to make sure. I don't know how long it lasts for when you start having to put them in the wash and stuff. But I was looking at some, they're like over, I didn't think he was going to stop then, over trousers, you zip over the top of what you're wearing, which are waterproof stuff. So I might invest in a pair of that, because they've got all the pads on, so I can wear like just like casual jeans or tracksuit bottoms or something underneath it, and then zip the biker gear on top. Being a bit hot during the summer is just, I don't know, it feels like it might be a small price to pay for generally being warm all the rest of the year, because the UK is not warm all the bloody time. So basically that's my sort out my seating position, and then maybe get some gear more suited for longer rides. Basically warmer, waterproof, and a helmet that is comfortable all the time, not just for a period of time. I'm not too sure I could ever really get myself into the mentality of lots of breaks and stops. I just enjoy being on the bike too much to continually have little breaks. I also don't like spending money, so I'm not going to be paying service station prices for food. Not a chance. What I was looking into, actually, though, was, well, basically because I was thinking, oh, maybe I should get a faster bike, a actual little sports bike for blatting around on. But I don't really want to have to buy 2 MOTs, 2 sets of tyres and maintenance and insurance and double all that crap up. So I might look into getting a Power Commander, or there's another one. There's a Power Commander and there's something else. I mean, they're basically like the piggyback modules that you can plug into your injectors and ECU. I know getting ECU flashed is cheaper, but I like the idea of something I can switch off if necessary. Also, the one I was looking at, I think you can change the settings on it. You can change the maps and stuff like that. That might be dependent on the bike that you've got and what sensors are available, but that's around £300 to £400. I was tempted to buy the sort of Lextech manifolds, basically to remove the cat, but at times like this, basically when I'm commuting and I'm creeping around neighbourhoods, I don't know if I want to be going like, I mean, that's kind of the thing I like about the VTEC engine is below VTEC, it's not an overly aggressive engine, but once you start getting up in the revs, It really just changed the feel of the bike. I've done it again. I wonder what's going on with this. Maybe I've like stomped on it too many times. Oh good, I'm entering Silent Hill. Yeah, it's not that bad. I do actually want to get a second bike at some point. But I'm more interested in getting something with off-road capability as opposed to just a different flavour of tourer or a more dedicated sports machine. I'm actually starting to feel the cold right now, but again, it's kind of not really an issue in my mind because with the next half hour or so, or maybe a little bit over half an hour, I'll be in a warm office building. But if I was to think about having to put up with this wind chill for a few hours straight, I'd probably start to go a little bit mad. I do have heated gear, but in reality I should only really be using that when it's proper cold. This isn't proper cold. It's just when you get the wind chill factor or the fast moving air or the fast moving me through the air. Oh, and from my last video, my chain, it's still got some adjustment in it, or still had some. I really don't know how long it's got left, but for 20 quid, I tell you what, it's not done bad. It does require near constant adjustment. After any big ride, it will be fucking loose. So I've got one spare chain to go on once this is done, and I think after that chain, the next chain, I'll probably buy both sprockets and a new chain, just to say sorry for the abuse. Sorry, have some new stuff. Yum yum. So I think that's probably the better way for me to go. Instead of buying well, the bike that I would be looking at would literally be something for long distances. Simply when I was going somewhere, say as in when I for the wedding or the stag do, or when I'm literally going a long distance to ride there, stop, get off the bike, do what I need to do, and then it's just a form of transport basically. But when I want to ride around that area, so I'm going to, say I'm going to Wales to go on a ride with Stormtech, I wouldn't want a slow shit bike because you're not going to have much fun, are you? So I could save money completely if I just forced myself to take breaks. But I just can't, I just don't have it in me. I know that's weird. I just like to ride. Same was in the car. I'd just quite happily sit in the car for absolutely fucking eons, and I'd only get out if I needed to piss, because I could just eat in the car as well. Technically I could piss in the car, but some would say that's frowned upon. A bottle, obviously, heathens. Although I could make a little hole in the floor and a tube and a funnel. I essentially rule out any really long rides purely by doing any ride in a way that I end up in discomfort at the end of it. To be fair, this the VFR seat, it's really comfortable and you can sit on it for a long period of time, but I think any seat that you were sat in one position on for 3 to 4 hours is eventually going to hurt your arse. You just get pressure sores, don't you? Or pressure pains, or fucking whatever the fuck it's called. Doggy! Wee doggy. I saw you. Hissing outside. Fucking animal. You are, but heathen. Kinda need to take the fairings off and have a little dive down anyway. The bike came with a load of mods already done. Braided brake lines, the other pair valve, the link brakes removed, and makes me wonder if the whole rectifier thing's been done or VFR harness. So I could do with double checking that, because if not, that probably needs to get rectified before I break something. It does, I think, fingers crossed, I think it's fine, but it's well worth double checking. It's well worth double checking a year ago when I bought it, but hey ho!